Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, world. Happy New Year to everyone out there. Thank you for joining us for the first show in 2015 on Get Inspired with Joyce. We had an exciting 2014, and I'm looking forward to even a greater 2015. I'm your host, Joyce Janoko. We have an exciting show today, and our special guest will be talking about natural hair and transitioning. You can join us live by dialing 646-478-5589. Or on Facebook, we're Get Inspired with Joyce. Also on Twitter, Get Inspired, WJOY. And after the show, of course, if you want to get in touch with us, you can do that as well. Please visit our website on www.getinspiredwithjoyce.com. Now, our purpose on the show is to encourage and inspire people to make that move towards being all that God has called them to be. But like to bring people on the show that, are doing great things, community, by using their gifts and talents to serve, to inspire, and, of course, encourage others. I believe your special gifts and talents has a specific audience and target. And our life assignment is to discover what our talents are, which I believe God has strategically given to each one of us. So our very special guest today, she has thousands of followers on social media and continues to provide information about natural hair care for adults and children. Through her YouTube channel and other social media, she provides several product reviews and how-to videos, which makes it easy for women to transition. If you're going to from relaxed to natural hair, or basically just stay natural. So she features a lot of DIY, do-it-yourself videos for people transitioning from relaxed hair to natural hair, and natural hair care for children and adults, also natural hairstyle tutorials. So please help me welcome Sola of DiscoveringNatural. Sola, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me on your show.
How are you? How are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. I've been looking forward to this meeting, and I'm really very excited about all the questions that you have for me.
Great. I'll try not to, bombard you too much, so we can all pick,
okay.
A thing or two from this. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm Shola, as Joyce just mentioned, and I am a mother of two girls, a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old girl, and we just also have my husband who comes on our other channel, our vlog channel. Is like a family vlog channel, so he also shows up once in a while. So I also, do what mothers do, just shuttling the kids here and there and doing, making the house presentable, making the house God-focused, and just can do as a mother. So that's pretty much what I do, and I also love, of course, doing things with natural hair and helping people discover that the hair that God has blessed them with is something that they can work with. It's not an hindrance, So that's just, I have a lot of passion. That's just one of my passions.
Awesome, yeah. And I follow your vlog, and I just think it's amazing. And you have the most beautiful girls I've ever seen. They have beautiful hair.
Thank you.
And I'm like, every single time, can I have some of your hair? But I'm going to get to that.
Who knows a little bit. I would dash you a little bit, because one day it's becoming fun, but right now we've learned the system, we have our technique, so it's so much easier, unlike before. So it's a lot of work, but it's so worth it.
Yeah, but let me even start with that. So how did you decide that you want to keep the kids' hair natural? I mean, they're so beautiful and they're very long. How did you decide?
Yeah.
You know, because I know we face a lot of challenges. I know me as a mother, I'm like, okay, chemical, maybe I should not. So how did you decide to, you know, keep the hair natural?
Well, it's actually happened. It was not something that just spur of the moment. It was something that was gradually happening, and I feel that it was like God's intervention, because what happened was that when my oldest daughter was around, I think, 4 years old, I was having so much difficulty with caring for her hair. I did not know about all this thing online about natural hair care. I did not have any help. I had friends that would tell me that, why am I stressing the girl out? Just texturize, you know. It's not really a relax, just texturize her hair. And I went along and I texturized my oldest daughter's hair, and later on went on to relax her hair when she was, I believe she was around 6. I relaxed her hair. Now, when I did this, I just felt really bad. It was like as if I was ashamed of the hair that God gave her, and I was trying to tell her that this is the best hair, you know. And I always got this kind of conviction in my heart every time when I'm just thinking about doing her hair. You know, God just always talks to me and says, you know, you can do better. There's a way. So I accidentally started transitioning out without knowing. And the thing is that when I told my friends that I was going to stop relaxing my daughter's hair, they were like, oh, it's going to fall out. She's not going to have any hair. But I just say, you know what? I'm just going to keep on condoing her hair, and from there, you know, see what happens. And I don't know what happened, but one day I was just on YouTube. I do not go on YouTube except watch Nigerian movies that time, but I was on YouTube, and I now saw a girl that was natural. She was transitioning or something, and I said, oh, okay, so there's a need for it. So I started doing this, and it has been such a blessing to us. We've learned so much. The girls have grown so much. And as a family, we've grown so much just from this experience alone. So that's the thing. It's kind of cliche. Really, it was, because I felt like God was just trying to tell me that, you know, you can do better. You don't have, because she'll be like crying when I put in a relaxer in her hair. I mean, I felt really bad about it. So, yeah. But it has been a blessing to us since then.
Wow. Now for adults, I was going to, you know, do a couple of questions before now, but let's talk about, because for me, I'm like so excited. I want to talk about it. So how can I really truly transition? Because how can I transition?
Well, there are 2 ways. If somebody is relaxed and they want to be natural, there are 2 ways of going natural, or as people in the natural hair community say, returning back to your natural roots. There are 2 ways. One way is to do what is called the big chop. And what the big chop is that you just stop getting a relaxer and you cut off all your relaxed ends. Now, depending on how much new growth you have, your hair will be really small, you know, and then you have what is called a TWA, a teeny weeny afro. We have all these name acronyms and all this stuff in the natural hair community.
Right,
it's so funny, but that's the way we communicate. So, and the second way that you can transition is to do a transition, you know, transition from relaxed to natural. And how you do that is you stop getting a relaxer, and you just, your new hair, your new growth that you would have retouched, you just let that grow along with your relaxed end. That way is a little bit difficult. It's okay. It's a great way. That's the way I went. I transitioned, and that's the way I did it for my daughter, because I wasn't comfortable with the short hair, and my husband didn't like short hair, so I wasn't comfortable with it. But you can do different styles as long as you know how to manage the 2 textures of hair. You are able to do it. And there's so many techniques that I provide on my channel on different styles you can do while transitioning, and even on my blog on how to transition, some tips that will just help remove the frustration from that aspect.
Yeah. And then, you know, you transition for me, and I'm like, okay, how do I maintain my healthy hair? Because after a while, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I can't keep up with this. how do you really maintain a healthy hair?
Well, so when you're transitioning?
When you're transitioning. Because I know sometimes, it falls off, you don't know what to do, and found all the products that we could try, and some of them are pretty expensive. How do I use the right products for my hair that will make my hair grow healthy?
The number one thing I have to tell anybody that wants to transition is, number one, you have to learn to be gentle with your hair. You have to learn to baby your hair. One thing that you have to do is, I didn't throw away my comb, but I forgo the comb, if I could say that. But because the line between the line, they call it the demarcation line. The demarcation line is the area where your new growth and your relaxed hair join. And that area, it's like siblings that want to argue all the time. They have conflict and they tend to tangle among each other. So the number one thing is that make your fingers your best friends when it comes to managing your hair. That's one thing. When you're washing your hair, wash it in sections, and then do styles that you don't have to be touching your hair all the time. So if you're someone that you like to put braids in your hair, you can transition using braids. Or for me, I wasn't into putting braids. I didn't use extensions in my hair throughout the time I was transitioning. I believe I cornrowed like twice. I cornrowed my hair in a mohawk style twice. But what I did was that, another suggestion would be treat your hair as if it was natural. So what I did was that I went and I started creating a regimen as if my hair was natural. I created natural hairstyles, so like Bantu knots, styles that will blend the relaxed hair and the natural hair, together. So like roller sets also helps. So that's another thing. Moisture. Make sure you are moisturizing your hair really well. And one way that you can moisturize your hair and keep your hair moisturized so that the new growth won't be so hard, because I think that's the number one complaint that people have, is that the new growth is so hard and my hair is so hard, is because you're used to that soft, silky, relaxed hair. So try to I would suggest that instead of shampooing your hair, cold wash. And what cold wash means is condition wash your hair. So you can use a cleansing conditioner, like I think Eden Body Works as a cleansing conditioner that I love, and it's not expensive at all. And you can use that to wash your hair and then shampoo your hair once a month just to remove any buildup. Doing cold washing will bring a lot of moisture to your hair, and it will also soften your hair, and also deep condition, because that will always keep your hair soft and manageable.
And then those are like good advice. I'm like, really here.
Yeah.
And I for me, I get a lot of shrinkage with my hair, and I want to know, how can you retain your length with all the shrink? I love wearing it wet and all that, but how can I maintain? I still want to, because I feel it's not growing.
So with natural hair, shrinkage is just something that you just have to deal with. Shrinkage will always be there if you choose to wear your hair in a non-stretched way. The way that you can combat or reduce shrinkage will be to stretch out your hair, whether using African threading method or twisting your hair for a little while and then you get a little bit of a length, or braiding your hair. And there's so many other ways, like doing roller sets. I even went as far as, because I love doing crazy stuff. I love pushing the buttons and kind of getting people like, really, you can do that with natural hair? So I went as far as I wrapped my hair. You know how you wrap your hair when you were really relaxed?
Right.
Yes. I wrapped my hair, my natural hair. And I did get some, stretch from it. So I was kind of baffled. But, yeah, you can wrap your natural hair, but you have to just know the technique of doing it. So there's so many ways of stretching your hair. Now, the way that you wear your hair is what we call a wash and go. And what a wash and go is that you wash your hair and then you go. But it's not really that. You wash your hair, you put product in it, and you do some, magic, and then you go. But when you do wash and go, your hair will shrink. Some people have shrinkage up to 75% shrinkage. You just have to deal with it. And we just have to find a way to love our hair, no matter if it's shrunken or if it's stretched or whichever way. But shrinkage is something that comes hand in hand with natural hair.
Okay, I get that now. Okay, I feel better. I feel better with that one. And then, okay, so, yeah, for I've tried a lot of stuff with my hair, and based on what I've seen on YouTube and a lot of videos that I've seen. So for you, what was your greatest epic fail when you started transitioning and sharing your story?
Okay, my epic fail was just in terms of, like, I love using what is called all these Indian, non-traditional products, okay? When, so like, for example, clays, I love clays, like
really?
there's clay, there's, clay. So instead of, I went through, like, I think it was the first year or the second year was natural. I went through a period where for several months, instead of using shampoos, I use clay. So I use what is called bentonite clay, and I mix it, and I put it in my hair, and that does really help soften your hair. I didn't use shampoos. So I found this clay called Razoo clay, and Razoo clay is really good if you mix it well. Now, I found the pure Razoo clay, and I mixed it the way I thought it was supposed to be mixed, and I proceeded to put it in my hair. Well, upon rinsing off my hair, which is naturally black, was brown. It didn't come off. I was just like, oh, my goodness. This was a beautiful color because, it was a nice color. It colored my hair. But I wasn't in the market of coloring my hair. So, to me, it was tragic. So, I had to go back and I had to shampoo my hair, something I was trying to avoid, and shampoo my hair like 2 times. So, to me, the epic fail was just the product. I didn't know how to mix it well. I did not do my own research. I didn't do enough research. And that's one thing I want to tell people. You have to do your own research. Yes, you watch videos, but you also have to do your own research in order to know what will work for your hair and what might not work for your hair. Fortunately for me, now Razoo clay works for my hair because I do purchase and I also use a Razoo clay that has already been pre-mixed from this company called naturalicious.net. So I pre-mix, they have their product pre-mixed, and I don't have to deal with mixing it and making, a failure of my hair or something.
Right, that's probably better. Yes. Wow. Clay, the first time I heard about clay, I said, clay in my head.
Yeah.
I said, clay? Clay what?
It's just like powder. Bentonite clay is the best, and Razoo clay is wonderful if you know how to mix it well. Because with the clays, you do not have to deep condition your hair if you don't want to, It kind of does a lot of things. It's so good for your hair, even for your skin. You can use like bentonite clay for your skin to remove, clogged up pores and stuff like that on your face.
Interesting. Okay. Clay. Okay, I have that on my side. So if I do it and it doesn't work out, you see an email or or something from me. Okay,
I
good.
have a video on how you can mix it, and I also have a video of showing, I use it on my girls once in a while, My daughter likes it. She likes having sand in her hair, she calls it.
So I wanted to ask you, what do you find most exciting about what you do? I mean, you have the vlog, you have, so much going on. What do you find most exciting about what you do?
My greatest joy is when I put out a video or when I get a message from somebody and respond to them and I provide them the advice, and they come back to me later on and say, oh, my gosh, that really worked. I feel that my job is done, and I feel so fulfilled because every time, before I put out a video, as a Christian, I pray. I know that we need to put God first before everything. So before I put out a video, I have this template and I pray and I say, is this the right thing to put out? Because I want to put out something that, number one, edifies, and so, number two, it educates people. And so when I do that, I want to get the same results back. So that is like great joy. Just somebody being able to handle their hair, somebody being able to, make the journey easier for people. And I do not want other parents to go through what I went through in terms of my, daughter, and saying that putting a chemical is the only solution. So that is that's just, it's fulfilling for me.
That's awesome. That's great. Do you still have your regular 9 to 5, or have you?
Yes.
Are you still? Oh, good. And how has that helped in your blogging? How do you balance the two?
There is the magic of scheduling. I'm a huge scheduler. I schedule everything. I try not to procrastinate. I don't like procrastinating. I have like hoodles of journals and to-do lists hanging all over the place. So it's just a matter of just balancing your lifestyle and just making sure that, when I wake up in the morning, I have my devotion, and then I write my list of what to do, and I do my scheduling of what needs to be done for my work, for my family life, and things like that. Everything can be accomplished if you plan well. You got to know how to plan. So, so I juggle it. Weekends, I usually, I do my 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and then Saturdays is usually a lot of, dedication on the website, and then some evenings I do that also after the girls have gone to bed. So that's when you see me online doing some stuff. So.
Wow. And that's just amazing. And I have to tell you this, the first time I saw your video, I connected with you, not just with the video. I connect anyone that I bring on the show. I have to somehow, I think it's deeper for me to be connected with the people I bring on the show, because I feel they have touched me in one way, and I feel they can touch my audience and our audience as well. I know you love the Lord, and I've been following you now on social media for a while. I know sometimes you share your quiet time notes, and, how has this platform changed or increased your love for God?
I think the main thing is this. It has made me more aware of there are people beyond my little circle, and getting out of our comfort zone, especially doing the vlog. When we do the family vlogs, we're very open. We share parts of our lives that other people will say, oh, don't talk about it. We grew up in a culture where they'll say something that you cover your, I don't know how to say it to Yoruba, but you cover your yam or something like that. You don't show everybody everything.
Exactly.
But there's a way of doing it. There's a way of doing it. And I, as a Christian, I feel like this can be a medium for me, and I can touch somebody, and I can show that the world it's a beautiful place, and I can show that, there are things that people will just disregard, little things. Like if a child is asking a question about their hair, a question about some other stuff, but we just have to make sure that everything surrounds what we're going to talk to people about turns back to God. So making these videos for people, I want it to be something that will glorify God, and I always want it to be something that would, just show that as a family, this is who we are, but we're not perfect, but with God, He helps us every day. So that's my main thing.
Amen. Wow, that's awesome. And I'm looking at the time. We have a few minutes. I wanted to say, if you can just please maybe advise parents out there on maintaining healthy hair for their girls and children in general, and of course us, not being too bombarded with all those products that are out there. And you can keep trying to figure out which one is best for your hair. So what would be your advice for parents, transitioning their kids or their girls, and also what's your advice to us as adults, when transitioning, your best advice for us? Yes.
My best advice is KIS. Keep it simple. That's the thing. KIS. You have to keep whatever. There's so many things out there just pulling you back and forth. Buy this, do this, do that. But you have to keep it simple. That's one advice. when you keep it simple, you are able to create a regimen. There'll be products that will be out there, but once you find that product that works with your child's hair, stick with it. Okay? I know that there are sometimes seasonally the child's hair might not do what it's supposed to do, maybe in the summer or in the winter, and then even sometimes as the children grow older, their hormones changes, and that also affects their hair. But if you keep things simple, especially when you are transitioning, just wash the hair, condition it, deep condition it, always deep condition, and then put the hair in a style. Don't start saying, oh, you want to do this style and that style, that style. Keep it simple. Maybe for special occasions, you do an elaborate style like a Rolo said, but try and keep it simple and make the styles the child style child appropriate. I always think little children grow up so quickly. We want to, make them look all model-like. But there are some things that to make it child appropriate. You can do cornrows. I even thread my kids' hair once in a while. They don't like it so much, but I do. So, yeah, but keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Awesome. So how can we follow you on social media? And if there's any projects that you're working on, you can tell us that quickly. If there's any project you're working on, you want us to be a part of, and, of course, your social media handles. Shola, are you there? Hello?
Hello, yeah, I'm here.
I'm sorry. So how can we follow you on social media? And if there's any projects that you're working on that you want us to be a part of, I'm sorry, quickly, if you can, so we'll know how to get in touch with you.
Well, you can follow me on my Facebook page, Discovering Natural. You can also subscribe to our channel, Discovering Natural. We have over 330, I believe, videos out there for anything you want to look for your natural hair. Also, we're on Twitter at SAWAH, tweet, TWIT, and Instagram, we have pictures there. And then we're also on our vlog channel, DN Vlogs Live. So, and any project, this year I'm going to focus a lot about on children. So watch out for those videos. I might go out of the realm of natural on some occasion, but just bringing up the children, as they develop. So something that can help mothers such as myself. And that's a huge project. And we're going to start seeing something by next week, give or take, on that aspect.
Oh, awesome. And I'm going to put all your information up on the videos, on this video, the show, after the show, so that way people can get in touch with you. But Shola, it's been so real. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate all the tips and the special secrets and about hair and everything. I do really appreciate you. Thank you so much for what you do. And guys, that's all the time that we have today. And I hope you're getting some tips on maintaining healthy and retaining healthy hair and retaining, of course, your length. I hope you've also learned something as well, because I've learned a lot that I'm going to be using. Whether you're natural or not, remember you're wonderfully and fearfully made. This year, 2050, please embrace your authentic self in every area of your life. Work on being the best version of yourself through the help of Christ. Again, thank you so much for joining us on Get Inspired with Joyce, and thanks to our guests. I'm your host, Joyce Ajanaku. Have a blessed day. Bye, everyone. Bye, Shola, and thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Just want to take a moment.